The skies over West Asia are turning more dangerous by the hour due to the US-Israeli war on Iran. American and Israeli jets are hammering Iranian targets with relentless strikes, but Iranian forces are firing back with increasingly heavier and deadlier missiles, which are punching through defenses, and this will not stop anytime soon. Iran has announced that it will no longer launch missiles with warheads weighing less than 1 ton, so the bombardment seems set to escalate. Here's our report. The bombardment has been relentless. American bombers and Israeli fighter jets have been pounding Iran for days, striking military bases, command centers, and missile facilities across the country. Explosions have rocked Tehran. Smoke columns have risen over strategic sites. Warplanes have hit multiple oil depots in and around Tehran, igniting huge fires and sending thick black smoke across the skyline. These are images from Tehran showing the devastation. In addition, last night we attacked fuel depots used by the regime's military forces and used to operate military infrastructure. In the past 24 hours, the IDF has attacked more than 140 targets of the Iranian regime using more than 900 munitions. Washington calls it a campaign to weaken Iran's war machine. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has promised many surprises in the next phase of the war. But beneath the roar of airstrikes, Iran has been preparing its answer. Sirens screamed across Israel as air defense systems scrambled to respond to a new wave of Iranian ballistic missiles. These are now routine barrages. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says it fired some of its most advanced missiles, including the Khaybar-Shikan missile, the Imad missile, and the Ghadar missile. Iran says its arsenal of heavy missiles, ballistic and cruise missiles, as well as various drones and attack vessels, has been prepared in line with the requirements of a large-scale and prolonged war. According to Iranian statements, several of the missiles carried cluster warheads designed to scatter multiple explosives across wide areas after impact. The smaller multiple warheads make interception far more difficult. Analysts say the barrage appears carefully planned. Some missiles fly high and fast, others maneuver during the phase of flight. The aim is to overwhelm Israel's layered air defense network, and in some cases, the missiles are getting through. Since February 28th, Israel and the United States claim to have struck over 6,000 targets across Iran. They say the attacks have severely depleted Iranian missile and drone facilities. But with every new strike, Iran shows that it still has the firepower to inflict damage. With a report, WION Global Conflict Brief. U.S. President Donald Trump has said that Iran's supreme leader, Iran's new leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, may not be alive. Trump also said that he is not ready to make a deal to end the war with Iran at this stage. In an interview with NBC News, Trump raised questions about Iran's new leader's health, wondering whether he is even alive. Trump's comments came after earlier claims that Mojtaba Khamenei was alive but seriously injured. During the 30-minute-long telephonic interview, the U.S. president said that he is not ready for a deal with Iran, even though Iran appears willing to sign a deal. Trump added that the terms are not good enough yet and will have to be very solid. However, the U.S. president declined to speak on what those terms might be. Furthermore, Trump said that he was surprised by Iran's retaliatory strikes on neighboring West Asian nations following the U.S.-Israel joint military operations. Trump also said that the strikes by the U.S. have totally demolished most parts of Karg Island, while adding that the U.S. could strike Karg a few more times if necessary. Turkey, meanwhile, has claimed that Iran's new leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is still alive. Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan said that he does not know the severity of the injuries of Khamenei, but added that Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei is alive and functioning.
He added that Khamenei appears to have been partly injured as a result of the attack, but continues to function. This was a report from Global Conflict Brief. The war in West Asia may be entering a far more dangerous phase, one that could drag the Gulf directly into the conflict. A verified video now appears to show ballistic missiles being launched from Bahrain in the direction of Iran. And if confirmed, this would be the first clear instance of an attack on Iran originating from a Persian Gulf country since the war began. The footage, verified by the New York Times, shows 2 missiles being fired from a location near a residential area and an airport in northern Bahrain, leaving white smoke trails as they head northeast over the sea towards Iran. Defense experts who reviewed the video say that one of the launchers appears to be a US-made M142 HIMARS rocket system, which is a highly mobile artillery platform capable of striking targets 300 to 500 kilometers away. And this comes even as Gulf nations continue to insist that their territory is not being used for attacks on Iran. Bahrain has said its ministry has not participated in any offensive operations, but it has not clarified whether U.S. forces may be operating from its soil. The island kingdom hosts the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet, making it one of Washington's most strategic military hubs in the region. There are also other indicators of HIMARS being used in the war. Earlier images released by U.S. Central Command showed HIMARS launchers firing rockets in a desert location, with the U.S. military saying the system provides unmatched deep strike capability against Iran. On March 1st, CENTCOM released similar images of precision strikes linked to operations against Iran, but without disclosing the location of the launch site. This has fueled Iran's claim that the United States is using Gulf territory as a launch pad for attacks. Countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain have publicly denied allowing their land or airspace to be used for military actions against Iran. But Iran has warned that any base or country used to strike Iran will be treated as a legitimate target. With a report, WION, Global Conflict Brief.